Question everything, for the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, you got the two white folks that they got us panting and bickering, and some of us are arguing over when it comes to who should be the president and stuff like that when it comes to Joe Biden or Trump. Well, when you look at it, that's Joe Biden and Trump. Two of the same coins. Two wings attached to the same bird. Two evils, even though they're lesser or greater, evil is evil. It doesn't change the fact of evil. Hell is hell, whatever which way you go, it's still going to be hell. So with that, what about the Aboriginal Negro leaders? Which ones do we got to choose from? Because every time we got to choose from one, like a Malcolm X, we seem to see what happened, or Khalid Muhammad, or Leo Muhammad. We seem to see what happens to them, or Martin Luther King, or Muhammad Ali. We seem to see what happens to them. For some reason, when we get real candidates that really fight for our people, a Tupac Shakur, you see what happened to them. It's like we don't get to actually have people that represent us 100% stay on the planet. For some reason, they automatically somehow be off the planet. Like our brother, Councilman Eric Mays, who just left the planet. When we got beautiful sisters like Dr. Frances Quest Wilson, our late sister. These are people that you would think, spent their, not even think, we know they spent their lives fighting for justice for our people, equality for our people, liberation for our people, reparations for our people, protection for our people against hate crimes and hate mongers against our people. But yet still, they always seem to be the ones that leave the planet early. And then you end up with people like Earl Sharptons and the Jesse Jacksons and the Farrakhans, and all these people get to live long, extensive life, but we don't never get nothing in the form of what we truly need in our communities. It seems like every time we need a representative that represent us, Steve Coakley, all these brothers seem to disappear. They're right off the planet, and we got to keep dealing with those realities and try to patch it up with Band-Aids and stuff, in the sense of taking the lesser from the greater. We never get the greater, we get the lesser. And the lesser never do what the greater does. Thus, we never move as a people or as a nation. So while we bickering about two white folks representing us, we don't never get to bicker and put up somebody that represents us 100% for us, unapologetically Negro, unapologetically black, when it comes to dealing with our circumstances and our people. Not got nothing to do with the black and brown, black. Got nothing to do with the Asian and black, black. You know what I mean? People that say they want to deal with us and just us, solely us. Why? Because they're from our nation. And you can't feed your babies before you can't feed somebody else's baby before you feed your babies. You can't clean up somebody else's house before you clean up your house. You can't get resources for somebody else's house before you get resources for your house. This is just the reality to it. But this is where we at as a people. We're trying to clean up other people's houses, but we ain't cleaning up our own. We got those type of representatives who want to come out and tell you about everybody else's problem but our own problems. We got more problems than everybody. We still with our oppressors. We've been passed down like trash and handbags and toys to their inheritors from a Holocaust that has happened to our people. From a Holocaust to a genocide to massacres on a regular basis, we've been passed down, never liberated and separated to be able to build our own nation. No government of our own, no political or economic power of our own, no school curriculums that represent us of our own. We don't even control the history of our own because the history that we've been fed been a lie. But this is the basis of where we at today. And the more we try to come together and try to orchestrate a reality for ourselves, guess what? We're demonized. Black Panthers was demonized. Islam was demonized. The Israelite brothers and sisters are demonized. Anytime we come together to build anything amongst ourselves, to better ourselves, we're demonized. This is that reality. You cannot have a black coalition in America with your oppressors controlling the economic and political power. All they're going to do is just send their insurgents, their spies, their trick baggers down into your organization, blend in with you, and then inside abolish it. And before you know it, everybody is on a run for setups and trickery and lies that you can't defeat in their court of law, because they control the law. They control the narrative of the political aspect of what they say is going on. This is the reality of what we under. So when we sitting around and we're bickering over which white folk is going to represent us more, then we might as well just get back on the plantation and bicker over which massa is better for the people, even though they both massas. How did that work? How about liberation and freedom and fuck the master? You know what I mean? But this is where we at, right? This is what we think is our liberation, is our freedom, is our growth to the future through this type of circus that we're under. Well, we don't wake up real fast, folks. It's not going to get better. It hasn't got better. It got more manipulative and more under control and more put down to a science on how to deal with us. But it didn't get better. See, if I can show you movies, 12 Years a Slave and Roots and Kunta Kinte's and all that stuff to program your mind on what I want you to think slavery was like, then you'll never understand it was about the dollar. You'll never understand it about that moolah, that money, that cash, that flow, that economic power, that economic strength, that land grab. You'll never get it. And if you don't never get it, then you will never get what you're supposed to have and what is owed to you, because that's the reality to it. And this is why liberation is so important. Liberation through reparations. Reparations is liberation to our own land, to our own government, to our own way of life, to our own understanding of who we are and what we see our upbringing for our children and our generations to the future should be like. And until we can get to that point, bickering over which white folk over here and which white folk over here is going to be better for us over here, or leave us in the slums, ghettos, and hoods everywhere. And that's just that reality. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.